Okay, so yesterday I talked about the fact that I need to clean up. We're done all that. Gary's here now. Today we're gonna turn a 55-gallon barrel into a filter for the 375-gallon tank. The things are kind of torn apart right now, just kind of doing some organization. Also going to streamline some lighting options for both of these tanks in the coming days. But I mentioned we're going to take out all of this equipment here and replace it. Well, currently we're just running the Bashy sump. This is going to be brought inside. We're going to run that on the saltwater aquarium eventually, which is going to be on the other side of the wall. Watch yesterday's video to catch up. And then, of course, we're going to take that 55-gallon barrel and place it here. We're going to free up a massive amount of space, make it more usable and less claustrophobic, of course. But really, I just wanted to challenge myself to turning a 55-gallon barrel and using that as the sole filtration for the 375 that currently houses a bunch of little clown loaches. There's the Bisher back there. A lot of people have been wondering where it is. You can see him. This tank needs to be cleaned again. There he is. And a bunch of vieja. I want to do this as cheap as possible, and I don't want to use any tools, which I think is important because a lot of you guys don't have any tools and or a lot of money or resources. So let's make this build as cheap as we can and as practical as we can, easy maintenance, and be able to run a massive tank. I'm gonna have to run out and see what we can find because I need media baskets of some sort. The initial plan here is to take this 55-gallon barrel, which actually has a sealable lid. I want to put the pump on the inside. Water flows in through the top, gets down to goes through various levels of biological media, and then of course gets to the bottom where the pump returns it back out the top. Now I could go ahead and drill through the side, have the pump on the outside, but then we're getting into using tools and whatnot. And I want this to be as simple as possible. We can throw it together in minutes type of deal, plus maintenance to be a complete breeze. We'll see what happens. First and foremost though, I just need to take dimensions. Inner dimensions are about 20 inches wide. I'm gonna go with 19 just in case something's like 20.5 inches or something. I think I'm gonna look for laundry baskets of some sort, and I've got about 34 inches of depth to play with, so 34 by 19. Let's go find something, Gary. Okay, so when it comes to needing something, needing supplies and whatnot, I'll usually always take the dimensions of what I'm building or what I need it for. I'll take those notes and put them in my phone, or I'll write them down. Worst thing is to get there and forget the dimensions of what you're actually building. So always write down or take a note in your phone or whatever the case might be, the dimensions before you leave the house. Now, because we have the measurements, I come over to these and measure what I need, and then I bring it back. Just borrowing it. Come on, Gary.
I'm texting.
Okay, so what I was thinking about doing is taking a couple of stacked baskets, but they're all like rectangular and whatnot. So I was thinking, well, maybe we can get some buckets that are the right dimensions, drill holes in them. Then I saw these here. These would be perfect. This one has some larger holes, but check this one out. I can use almost any size media in there. I could even turn it into a fluidized chamber inside of the barrel. Now cross, I think I measured it as 20 or 19. What was it?
19.
It was 19 across?
Yeah.
How tall is it?
34.
No, this.
$23.
23, and we gotta go 29. That's fine. The pump's gonna go under it. And how wide was it?
18.
18. That one's perfect. All right, we'll go with that. You ready, Gary?
Yeah, I'm ready.
We're a team. And an item. Not bad. Not bad so far. The barrel cost about $40, and then those two baskets were about 30 bucks total. So we're into this for 70 bucks Canadian, so that's probably around 50 bucks American. I think that's gonna be total besides like biological media. All right, so this is gonna be a lot smaller in here than I thought. Also, the measurements have to be off. Really though, I could have hung it, but I think what I'm going to do here is drop this in all the way to the bottom. If when I move this out of the way, there's room for the pump, no problem. Pump return can come up through the side here, but then I need the pre-filter, which is going to filter out particles and whatnot. I'm going to somehow fix that to this, and the way it'll look here is we've got about 4 inches or 3 inches that go down into the media basket. This might seem like a waste of space, but when you think about it, do you really need this much biological media for a 375? The answer is simply no. We'll be able to put, what, 30 liters of media in here, no problem, which is more than what it currently has. And the reason why this is going to be down so deep is that when an aquarium with an overflow shuts off, water from the main aquarium still has to drain. So I only planned on running this bucket filter to, or this barrel filter to maybe 75%. We'll see what happens. I'll have to try out some different water levels, but I'm going to drill holes through the bottom of this, which is going to force the water to go through the media and then seep out the sides. Obviously I'm not going to get full contact with the media. Of course, water is always going to flow in the path of least resistance, which means it's going to come through the media. It'll go down as far as it can and start to disperse. But that's kind of how the sump works anyways. Let me show you. So as water enters the sump, it has to flow through these media baskets, or these are actually pre-filter socks, goes through them and then overflows over. Now obviously we have a ton of biological media here, but it doesn't mean it's all coming in contact with the water. And then of course another media chamber as well. So it's going to work the same way. It's not a pressurized canister filter where the water is forced to go down through the media. We'll have some aerobic and anaerobic activity happening within this barrel, which is going to prove to be beneficial over time. I've been running this aquarium specifically and exclusively just like that to see how it's going to perform, and it's doing just well. And with the barrel though, we're going to be doubling the amount of media in it. Now typically speaking, to drill a thin plastic, I'd use a step drill, but I can't find it, so we're just going to use this spade bit. Much messier, but I need to drill holes so that the water can pass through it. This again is the pre-filter. I do like the fact that the sides are closed, which means in order for water to get out of here, it's literally going to have to fill the bucket and overflow, but that pressure is going to push down on this these holes, making my pre-filter last a lot longer. Let me just go ahead and drill all these. That should do it. Okay, now for the actual biological media. I'm going to take out all of these ceramic blocks. These are by Marine Pure. There's 3 of them in there, and then a bunch of the Marine Pure bio balls. Now this is a highly porous ceramic block, and each one of these is actually supposedly supposed to support 100 gallons. We'll see how it works though. So far I do like it. It's very, very pricey, but again, I wanted to try it. Then of course they come in the ball form as well. Again, highly porous, but man, did these things ever break apart. Not very good with friction or anything, but they are a submerged media meant to be kept in a static state. So what I think I'm going to do here is I've got 2 of the blocks in here so far, and I've surrounded it in the balls. I think I'll put this final block on top of it like this, and then keep going. That about half filled it, you see, and believe it or not, it's still quite light. Even though it's draining water, they hold and retain a tremendous amount of water, but this is more than enough biological media that I need for this tank, but it's not going to stop there. Let's see how much room we got here. I'm just going to keep trying to reuse media that I already have, and I have a ton of these bio balls, which is plastic media. However, these float. So what I'm gonna do anyways is fill the rest of this up with these, or at least as much as I can. And what will happen is these will serve as a biological media as well as a support system for the basket itself. And at this point, we might need it. You know what, I might as well just add the whole bag in there and let them float everywhere. They go on the sides and everything. They're going to float everywhere. I'm only using this type of media because I have it. I might as well use it. If I didn't have any of this media, I'd go to the dollar store and pick up hundreds of plastic pot scrubbies. You know, those plastic round things I've shown you to use in the past. Probably work even a little bit better than these, but again, I already have them. I don't want to spend any more money than I have to. There you go, so that's perfect. All right, for now the pre-filter, some polyester filling, showed you guys this before. Toss it into the top section here. And this is gonna filter out all the fine particles. Now again, water level's probably only gonna go to here. If this clogs, which is doubtful, water will overflow and stay within the barrel, not a big deal. So I mean, we're in this for about 50 bucks. Of course, we're using a lot of biological media that's technically pretty expensive, and then we're gonna use a really nice pump. But, you know, this wasn't that bad of an idea. Now, how I imagine the maintenance going on this is once a week or every few days, I rip this out, I put it back in. I buy big bags of this for very little money. Every time I change it, might cost me 20 cents, something along those lines. As for maintenance above and beyond that, of course, we need to rinse out the biological media every once in a while. So what I think I'll do is I'll pick up the basket here, and I think I'll just pick it up and shake it with water still in here, and I'll have the pump drain this entire bucket of everything that's in it, then fill it back up, instead of having to remove everything. But if I did, I could always remove the whole basket, take it out, set it aside, and spray it with aquarium water, just as you would clean anything else. Not sure how I like the bio balls being in there like that, but they're not going to cause any harm. And again, they're going to float, so they're not going to mess with the sump. Just a little bit of extra biological media as well, so we'll see how it goes. So there you have it. That's going to do it for today, I think. Built the filter complete. It's ready to set up and run. Tomorrow, you guys will see us ripping out that entire filtration room, removing the entire racking system as well as the existing sump, and of course installing the new barrel filter, getting it up and running and seeing if all of this works. Let me know in the comments section below what you guys think of this filter so far. Do you think it's going to work? What are some changes or anything you would have done? But for 50 bucks, I mean, you can't beat it. I'm pretty happy, and it's technically pretty compact. It's only 20 inches all the way around. Not that bad as opposed to taking up 5 by 2, so 10 square feet versus what, 4 or 2 square feet, something along those lines. But I hope you guys enjoyed today's video so far. I'll see you guys tomorrow where we get this up and running. If you want to see that, you're not subscribed to this channel yet, I highly suggest you do, so you do not miss it.